Part 1 The Spark. Chapter 1 A boy named Elon. You know, that kid who always seems to be lost in thought. Like they're living on another planet. That was little Elon Musk. Born on June 28, 1971 in Pretoria, South Africa. Elon wasn't your average kid. While other kids were out kicking soccer balls, Elon was glued to his books. And not just any books, encyclopedias. Yeah, he read entire encyclopedias for fun. Talk about a brainy kid. But life wasn't all sunshine and rainbows. Elon's parents, May and Errol Musk, split up when he was young. And school, let's just say it was rough. Elon wasn't exactly the coolest kid around. And the bullies at his school made sure he knew it. One time they even beat him so badly he ended up in the hospital. Yet instead of breaking him, it fired him up. Elon escaped into the world of computers and coding. At just 12 years old, he created his first video game, Blastjar, and sold it for $500. Not bad for a middle schooler, right? Chapter 2 Big Dreams. Small town. Growing up, Elon's head was always in the clouds or beyond them. Actually, he dreamt of space, rockets, and making life on Mars a reality. South Africa, though, wasn't exactly the best launch pad for these dreams. He needed out, and he had a plan. At 17, Elon moved to Canada, using his mom's citizenship to get a foot in the door. It wasn't glamorous. He worked hard jobs, including shoveling grain in Saskatchewan and cleaning boilers. But it was all part of the hustle. Soon he landed at Queen's University in Ontario, where he met a fellow dreamer named Justine. They do later marry. But that's a story for another time. Elon had his sights set on bigger things. So he transferred to the University of Pennsylvania in the US. Here he studied economics and physics. Because why not tackle two tough majors at once? Chapter 3 The First Glimpse of Greatness. Even in college, Musk wasn't your typical student. While others partied, Elon and his roommate turned their house into a nightclub to make rent money. Hustling even back then. But it wasn't just about cash. Elon was already dreaming of changing the world. He wrote a paper on ultracapacitors that could revolutionize energy storage and fix some of humanity's big problems. People thought he was crazy. But that's the thing about visionaries. They always look a little crazy at first. After graduating, Elon snagged the PhD spot at Stanford University in California. But guess what? He quit after just 2 days. Why? The internet. In the mid-90s, the internet was the Wild West. And Elon saw gold in them hills. So he packed up his physics textbooks and dove headfirst into the tech world. Little did he know this was just the beginning. Part 2 The Hustler. Chapter 4 Enter the tech world. It's the mid-90s. Picture a scrappy Elon Musk with nothing but a beat-up car, a computer, and a crazy idea. He teams up with his brother, Kimball, and they dive into their first big venture, Zip2. Zip2 was like an early version of Google Maps, but aimed at businesses. Elon's vision to help companies get online and make maps accessible digitally. The brothers rented a tiny office in Palo Alto, California, and lived there to save money. Literally. Sleeping on the floor and showering at the local YMCA. Glamorous, right? Elon worked like a madman, coding by night and pitching investors by day. Slowly but surely, Zip2 gained traction. Big players started noticing, and in 1999, Compaq came knocking. They bought Zip2 for a cool $307 million. Elon Musk cut $22 million. Not bad for a guy who once lived off ramen noodles. Chapter 5: Banking on a New Future. Fresh off the Zip2 sale, Elon wasn't about to sit around counting his money. He poured it into his next venture, X.com, an online bank. Now, online banking might seem normal today, but back then people thought it was nuts to trust the internet with their money. Elon believed otherwise. X.com offered services like instant money transfers and email payments, groundbreaking stuff. But running a company isn't all smooth sailing. The board ousted Musk as CEO after clashes over direction. Ouch. Still, X.com merged with a rival startup called Co and Affinity, and together they birthed something even bigger, PayPal. This was the ticket to Elon's next leap. When eBay bought PayPal in 2002 for $1.5 billion, Musk walked away with $180 million. He retired right then, bought a private island. Live the good life. But that's not how Elon rolls. He wasn't just after wealth. He wanted to change the world. Chapter 6: The Leap into the Unknown. Elon had the money, the guts, and the vision. Now he needed to bet big. And what did he choose? Space. Yeah, rockets and outer space. In 2002 he founded SpaceX, Space Exploration Technologies Corporation. His mission: to make space travel affordable, and eventually to colonize Mars. Bold, right? But also insanely risky. SpaceX started small, just a warehouse in El Segundo, California, and a handful of engineers. But Elon, didn't he just sit back and let others do the work? He learned everything he could about rocket science. No formal degree, just raw determination and a pile of textbooks. The early days of SpaceX were brutal. Their first 3 rocket launches, total disasters. Each one exploded, taking millions of dollars with it. By 2008 the company was on the verge of bankruptcy. Musk had burned through his PayPal fortune trying to keep SpaceX alive. But then came the 4th launch. It was make or break, and this time it worked. SpaceX became the first privately funded company to reach orbit. NASA took notice and awarded SpaceX a $1.6 billion contract. The dream was alive. Chapter 7: Betting it all. While SpaceX was struggling to get off the ground, Elon wasn't putting all his eggs in one basket. Enter Tesla Motors. In 2004 Elon joined Tesla as an investor and chairman, though he quickly became the face of the company. His goal: to prove electric cars could be fast, sexy, and practical. The first product was the Tesla Roadster, an electric sports car that turned heads. But the road wasn't smooth. Tesla faced constant delays, production issues, and skeptics explore. The financial crisis of 2008 nearly wiped them out. At one point, Musk had to decide whether to save SpaceX or Tesla. He split his remaining money between the two, leaving himself practically broke. Against all odds, both companies survived. Tesla delivered its first roadsters, and SpaceX secured more contracts. Musk had done the impossible twice. Part 3: The Visionary. Chapter 8: Revolutionizing the Road. By 2010 Tesla Motors had made it through the storm. They weren't just surviving, they were thriving. That year Tesla went public, becoming the first American car company to IPO. Since Ford in 1956, Elon Musk's gamble on electric cars was paying off. But he wasn't about to stop at the Tesla Roadster. Next up was the Model S, a sleek, all-electric sedan that would redefine what people thought an Air could be. It wasn't just practical, it was luxurious, fast and packed with cutting-edge tech. Critics loved it and so did the public. The Model S became a status symbol, a statement that clean energy didn't have to compromise on style or performance. But here's the thing about Musk. He doesn't think small. He wanted Tesla to bring EVs to the masses. Enter the Model 3, an affordable, high-performance electric car for everyone. The road to the Model 3 wasn't easy. Tesla faced production delays, missed targets, and what Elon called production hell. But when the dust settled, Tesla had changed the auto industry forever. Chapter 9: Powering the Future. Electric cars were just one piece of Elon's plan to save the planet. Next on his list, energy. In 2006, Musk helped his cousin start Solar City, a company dedicated to making solar energy more accessible. Musk's vision was simple: cover every roof in America with solar panels and store the energy in Tesla's sleek Powerwall batteries. The idea was to create a self-sustaining loop. Solar panels would generate power during the day, and Powerwalls would store it for use at night. Musk even unveiled the solar roof, which replaced traditional shingles with durable, energy-generating tiles. It was all part of his mission to win humanity off fossil fuels. Chapter 10: To Infinity and Beyond. SpaceX wasn't just about launching satellites or ferrying astronauts to the International Space Station. Though they done both, Elon had his eyes on the ultimate prize, Mars. In 2016, Musk unveiled his plan to make humanity a multi-planetary species. His vision: a fleet of reusable rockets, like the Starship, that could carry humans and cargo to the Red Planet. And not just for a visit. Musk wants to build a permanent settlement, a second home for humanity. Of course, people called him crazy, but that didn't stop SpaceX from making history. In 2020, they launched the Crew Dragon, the first private spacecraft to carry astronauts to the ISS and the Starship program. It's already breaking records with test flights, proving Musk isn't just dreaming. He's doing. Chapter 11: The AI Connection. While rockets were flying and cars were zooming, Musk was tackling another frontier: artificial intelligence. He co-founded OpenAI in 2015 to ensure AI technology was developed safely and ethically. But Elon didn't stop there. In 2016, he launched Neuralink, a company focused on connecting the human brain to computers. It sounds like science fiction, but the goal is to help people with neurological conditions and eventually merge human intelligence with AI. Musk believes it's the only way humanity can stay relevant in a world dominated by super-smart machines. Chapter 12: Digging Deep. If building rockets, electric cars and brain chips wasn't enough, Elon decided to dig tunnels. Tunnels. In 2016, frustrated with Los Angeles traffic, Musk founded the Boring Company. The idea: build underground tunnels for high-speed transport. The company's first big project, the Vegas Loop, is already operational, whisking passengers under the Las Vegas Strip in Tesla cars. Musk even created a flamethrower as a quirky marketing stunt. Why? Because, as he put it, it's fun. And that's the thing about Musk. Whether he's launching rockets or selling flamethrowers, he brings a sense of adventure to everything he does. Chapter 13: The Highs and the Lows. By now Musk was a household name. But with fame came criticism. He has been called out for his management style, controversial tweets, and ambitious timelines that often stretch the limits of reality. In 2018, Musk faced backlash after a Twitter spat with a British cave diver during a Thai rescue mission. Then there was the infamous funding-secured tweet, where he claimed he'd take Tesla private at $420 a share. That one landed him in hot water with the SEC, yet despite the drama, Musk kept pushing forward. Tesla became the world's most valuable car company. SpaceX kept breaking records and Musk's net worth soared. Chapter 14: The World Watches. By 2021, Musk was the richest person on the planet, a title he wore with a mix of pride and humor. He did become a symbol of innovation, risk-taking, and yes, controversy. Love him or hate him, you couldn't ignore him. Part 4: The Trailblazer. Chapter 15: A Starship for Everyone. With SpaceX running full throttle, Musk wasn't content to stop at just reaching Mars. He envisioned a future where space travel was as routine as hopping on a plane. The Starship, SpaceX's massive reusable rocket, became the centerpiece of that vision. Designed to carry up to 100 passengers, this towering spacecraft looked like something out of a sci-fi movie. Musk's plan used it not just for Mars missions, but also for Earth-based travel, slashing intercontinental flight times to under an hour. Imagine flying from New York to Shanghai in 30 minutes. Wild, right? Critics questioned whether such a vision was feasible, but Musk doubled down, calling Starship the key to the future of humanity. Test flights began, and while early launches included spectacular explosions, each setback brought valuable lessons. Failure is an option here, Musk famously said. If things are not failing, you are not innovating enough. Chapter 16: The Tesla Revolution continues. By the 2020s, Tesla wasn't just a car company. It was an ecosystem. Musk's focus shifted to scaling up production, refining battery technology, and expanding into new markets. The Cybertruck, with its angular futuristic design, became an instant internet sensation. Love it or hate it, the Cybertruck symbolized Tesla's willingness to break the mold. Then came the Tesla Semi, an electric truck aimed at revolutionizing freight transport, and the Roadster 2.0, promising jaw-dropping speed and range. Tesla also expanded its influence in energy storage, with massive battery projects, like the one in Australia, that helps stabilize their power grid. Musk wasn't just selling cars. He was reshaping how we think about energy and transportation. Chapter 17: Neuralink's daring experiments. Over at Neuralink, Musk's team was busy working on mind-bending tech that could change what it means to be human. The company demonstrated its brain-machine interface in a pig named Gertrude, showing how the device could read neural signals. The potential applications were staggering, helping paralyzed people control computers, treating neurological diseases, and eventually enhancing human cognition. Critics raised ethical concerns, but must remain focused on the bigger picture. If we can't beat AI, he argued, we need to join it. Chapter 18: A Traffic-Free Tomorrow. The boring company continued digging away. Quite literally. In Las Vegas, the Vegas Loop opened to the public, offering a glimpse of what Musk's underground transportation network could look like. The tunnels were lined with Tesla vehicles, whisking passengers through a futuristic, neon-lit experience. Musk envisioned a day when cities across the world could use similar systems to cut down on traffic congestion. And while some skeptics dismissed the idea as a glorified subway, Musk shrugged off the criticism. He knew that every revolutionary idea starts with doubters. Chapter 19: The Internet from the Stars. One of SpaceX's most ambitious projects was Starlink, a satellite-based internet service designed to bring high-speed connectivity to even the most remote corners of the planet. By launching thousands of small satellites into low Earth orbit, Musk aimed to close the global digital divide. Early adopters in rural areas raved about the service, and demand soared. But Starlink wasn't just about connecting people. It also provided SpaceX with a steady revenue stream to fund Musk's grander ambitions, like sending humans to Mars. Chapter 20: A Voice on the World Stage. As Musk's projects flourished, so did his presence on the global stage. Social media became his megaphone where he shared ideas, cracked jokes, and sparked controversy. His tweets moved markets literally. A single word from Musk could send cryptocurrency prices skyrocketing or crashing. But his unfiltered approach also got him into trouble, from legal disputes to public spats. Yet his fans adored his candor. For them, Musk was more than an entrepreneur. He was a modern-day Iron Man, a symbol of boundless curiosity and ambition. Chapter 21: Mars or Bust. With each passing year, Musk's Mars dreams grew closer to reality. Starship prototypes achieved more successful flights, and SpaceX announced plans for lunar missions and beyond. But Mars wasn't just a dream for Musk. It was a necessity. He believed that humanity needed a backup plan in case Earth faced catastrophic threats. His ultimate goal: to see a self-sustaining city on Mars within his lifetime. Chapter 22: A Legacy in Progress. Even as Musk continued to push boundaries, he acknowledged the fragility of his ventures. "Every company I've started could have failed," he said. "The odds were always against us." But for Musk, failure wasn't something to fear. It was a stepping stone. He didn't just want to build products. He wanted to build the future. The Dreamer, where we explore Musk's ongoing projects, his personal life, and his ultimate vision for humanity. Part 5: The Dreamer. Chapter 23: The Man Behind the Myth. It's easy to see Elon Musk as a larger-than-life character. But behind the rockets and tweets is a real person. A complicated one at that. Musk's personal life has been as colorful as his career. He has been married, divorced, and even had public relationships that kept tabloids buzzing. He asked the father of multiple children, including a son famously named XAEA12, a name that set the internet on fire with memes and debates. Musk explained the name with a laugh. It combined his love for tech and aerospace. But for all his fame, Musk has admitted to feeling lonely at times. "I'm working crazy hours, trying to solve the problems of the world. But it can be isolating." He once said that vulnerability humanized him, reminding people that even visionaries face struggles. Chapter 24: Leading Through Chaos. Running multiple companies isn't for the faint of heart. Musk's work weeks often stretch to 80 or even 100 hours. Bouncing between Tesla, SpaceX, Neuralink and his other ventures. He sleeps on factory floors when Tesla ramps up production and dives into technical problems alongside engineers. This hands-on leadership style inspires loyalty among his teams, but it also sparks criticism. Some former employees describe Musk as demanding and relentless with little tolerance for mistakes. Yet his intensity is part of what drives his companies to achieve the impossible. Chapter 25: Tesla's Global Domination. By the 2020s, Tesla wasn't just a car company. It was a global phenomenon. Factories sprang up in China, Germany and Texas, pumping out hundreds of thousands of electric vehicles every year. The Model Y became a bestseller, and Tesla's solar and battery division started catching up to the automotive side. Musk's bet on autonomous driving gained traction too, with Tesla's full self-driving software inching closer to its ultimate goal: cars that drive themselves better than humans. But Musk wasn't content to dominate Earth's roads. He hinted at plans for a futuristic flying car. Because of course he did. Chapter 26: Mars City Blueprint. Elon Musk's dream of a Martian city began to solidify into an actual blueprint. He shared his vision: reusable rockets, starships that could make multiple trips to Mars, carrying people and supplies, sustainable living, solar-powered habitats, farms, and water systems to create a self-sufficient colony. Interplanetary economy. A system where Mars settlers could trade resources, like metals and minerals, with Earth. Critics called it overly ambitious, but Musk shrugged off the naysayers. If we can send people to the moon, we can figure out how to live on Mars, he said confidently. Chapter 27: Starlink's World Impact. Starlink was changing lives, especially in remote areas where internet access had been a pipe dream. Farmers in rural Africa used it to monitor crops. Students in remote villages attended virtual classes, and disaster-stricken areas regained communication within hours. But the project wasn't without challenges. Astronomers worried about Starlink satellites interfering with their research, and governments raised concerns about data privacy. Musk promised to address these issues, balancing the dream of global connectivity with the realities of the modern world. Chapter 28: Redefining Public Transit. The Boring Company's vision kept evolving. In addition to underground loops, Musk unveiled concepts for hyperloop systems, vacuum-sealed tubes, where pods could travel at near supersonic speeds. Although still in its experimental phase, Hyperloop tests showed promise, with speeds reaching over 600 miles per hour. Musk believed it could revolutionize travel, cutting down long-distance trips. 2 minutes. Imagine zipping from Los Angeles to San Francisco in under an hour. Chapter 29: Facing the Critics. For every fan Musk has, he also has a fair share of critics. Detractors argue that he overpromises, misses deadlines, and spreads himself too thin across projects. Environmentalists question the sustainability of some SpaceX operations, while skeptics doubt Neuralink's ethical implications. Musk takes the criticism in stride. Well, most of the time. If you're not being criticized, you're probably not doing anything important, he quipped during an interview. His willingness to embrace failure, pivot and keep moving forward sets him apart from most. Chapter 30 The Big Picture. Musk's vision has always been about the big picture. Whether it's sustainable energy, interplanetary travel, or integrating humans with AI, his projects share a common thread: ensuring humanity's survival and growth. We have to think long-term. Musk often says, "The future is bigger than all of us." Chapter 31 A Legacy in the Making. At this point, Musk's legacy is undeniable. Love him or hate him, he has reshaped industries, sparked global conversations, and inspired millions to dream bigger. But for Elon, it's not about leaving a legacy. It's about building a future worth living in. Part 6 The Future Awaits. Chapter 32 The 44 Billion Gamble. Twitter. In 2022, Musk set his sights on an entirely different kind of venture: social media. After years of being one of Twitter's most high-profile users, Musk announced plans to buy the platform outright. His reason: he wanted to ensure it remained a hub for free speech. But the deal wasn't smooth sailing. Musk initially agreed to buy Twitter for $44 billion, but then tried to back out, citing concerns about spam bots. The ensuing legal battle became a media spectacle, with Musk ultimately completing the purchase. Under his ownership, Twitter underwent drastic changes. He laid off a significant portion of the workforce, introduced new features like paid verification, and renamed the company X. His longtime vision of creating an everything app for communication, commerce, and more. The transformation sparked both admiration and outrage, with Musk once again at the center of a global debate. Chapter 33 Starship's Great Leap. Back at SpaceX, the Starship program continued to dominate headlines. The fully reusable spacecraft had begun carrying cargo missions to space, with the first crewed missions inside. Musk's ultimate plan was to use Starship to establish a permanent presence on Mars. By 2030, he envisioned the first human settlers stepping onto the red planet. "It's not about if we can do it," Musk said. "It's about when." SpaceX also secured contracts for lunar missions with NASA and partnerships with private companies, solidifying its dominance in the aerospace industry. Chapter 34 Tesla's Bold New Directions. Tesla, now a global powerhouse, wasn't content to rest on its laurels. Musk revealed plans for robot taxis, fully autonomous cars that could operate as shared vehicles when their owners didn't need them. The goal: to disrupt the ride-hailing industry and create a new revenue stream for Tesla owners. Meanwhile, the company's Dojo supercomputer pushed the boundaries of AI training, enhancing Tesla's self-driving capabilities and other AI applications. And then there was Optimus, Tesla's humanoid robot, designed for repetitive tasks in factories and homes. Optimus reflected Musk's belief that robots could free humans from mundane work, allowing society to focus on creativity and exploration. Chapter 35 Neuralink's Breakthroughs. At Neuralink, Musk's team made strides in bridging the gap between humans and machines. The company began clinical trials on humans, testing implants designed to restore mobility to paralyzed individuals. Musk's long-term vision remained audacious: integrating humans with AI to enhance cognition and communication. Critics warned of ethical concerns and potential misuse, but Musk argued that the risks of not advancing this technology were far greater. I will grow smarter, we need to grow with it, he said. Chapter 36 A Hyperloop Reality. Hyperloop, Musk's high-speed transport concept, moved from theory to prototype. The Boring Company completed its first operational track, with test pods hitting record-breaking speeds. Although skeptics questioned its scalability, Musk remained optimistic. He envisioned a future where Hyperloop networks connected cities worldwide, making air travel obsolete for short distances. Chapter 37 The Mars Countdown. As the Mars mission drew closer, excitement and tension mounted. SpaceX announced the selection of its first crew, a mix of scientists, engineers, and adventurers. The Starship mission wasn't just about planting a flag. It was about laying the groundwork for a sustainable colony. Musk's team developed advanced systems for agriculture, water extraction, and radiation protection, tackling the challenges of living on a harsh, alien world. Earth is where we started, Musk declared during a Starship unveiling. Mars is where we'll grow. Chapter 38 The Rise of X. Musk's vision for X, the rebranded Twitter, began taking shape. He integrated payment systems, turning the platform into a digital marketplace. Users could shop, transfer money, and even invest directly through the app. X also became a hub for news and education, with creators hosting live discussions, offering classes, and sharing premium content. Musk's dream of an everything app was becoming a reality, though it faced fierce competition and scrutiny. Chapter 39 Musk the Mentor. Despite his grueling schedule, Musk began dedicating more time to mentoring the next generation of innovators. He spoke at universities, hosted hackathons, and invested in startups tackling climate change, health, and AI ethics. He often shared a simple message: dream big, work hard, and don't be afraid to fail. The future is built by those who dare to believe it can be better. Chapter 40 Looking Forward. At 60, Musk reflected on his journey in a rare, candid interview. I've made mistakes, plenty of them, he admitted. But I've never stopped trying to solve problems that matter. His vision for the future remained as bold as ever. He wanted to see a thriving Mars colony, a sustainable Earth powered by renewable energy, and a world where technology served humanity's greatest needs. The final word. Elon Musk's story is far from over. Whether you see him as a genius, a disruptor, or a polarizing figure, there's no denying his impact. He has a man who dared to dream beyond the stars, and in doing so inspired millions to think bigger. The legacy Musk leaves isn't just about rockets, cars, or even Mars. It's about the power of imagination, the great to turn dreams into reality, and the belief that the impossible is only the beginning. What's next? Only Musk and perhaps the stars know for sure.